Welcome back here to the channel. So today I'm going into the comparison of when you are car shopping, and traditionally if you're comparing a couple dealerships and their offers for a vehicle to buy, along with considering trading, what the dealerships are able to do when it comes to the number side of the puzzle, and how for the misinformed consumer this can get confusing and can even get quite frustrating when you're trying to shop for your vehicle and actually get the best possible deal you can. So here on my screen I have two comparisons of two separate deals with the same MSRP of the vehicle. So we're looking at vehicle to vehicle, and I have two comparisons here on my screen that I'm going to walk through here. First I'm going to walk through deal number one, and then I'll walk through deal number two. So deal number one, you can see here you have an MSRP of $35,322. Rebates or incentives, depending on what the manufacturer calls them, of $3,500. Dealer discount is $1,200. Trade allowance is $8,000. Brings your sale price to $22,622. Now here, and this will depend on what state you live in, but here in PA where I live, they give you a break on sales tax when you trade in a car. So you paid tax on the car when you bought it. You paid full tax up front, 6%. So when you trade in this car, you're able to deduct that off the actual tax sale price of your new car. So the tax here is being taken off of the $22,622 because they're saying you already paid tax on your vehicle when you bought it, so they're going to give you a little bit of a break. Not all states are like that, so please check with your state to see what their policies are. But here in PA, this is what I'm going to go with. So based on $22,622, our sales tax is $1,357.32. Documentation fees are $299. Brings us to a bottom line number of $24,278.32. Now we look here at deal number two. Again, same MSRP, $35,322. But we have a little bit of a change here on deal number two. They're saying that rebates or incentives that are available are for $3,700, and they're willing to discount this car $1,600. So already comparing deal number one to deal number two, we have an extra $600 here of discounts. But if you look at the trade number, their deal number two is saying that they can only give $7,400 for the car, but it ends up being the same sale price for the vehicle. And if you take the same documentation, we have the same out the door price. Now, when you're comparing your deals, and in my experience selling vehicles in the past, one thing, a common error that I saw, is the customer is getting more concerned with the trade number than they are about anything else going on. Double checking, fact checking the tax, looking at the documentation fees, the discounts themselves. They're more focused on this trade number right here. So when they're shopping for their car and they're looking at the same vehicle, they're at dealer number one, they go to dealer number two. When they make their decision, most likely they would choose deal number one based off the trade. But if you actually took the time, like I'm recommending, where you do the bottom line math and figure everything out from start to finish, you'll see here that even though we have more discounts but less trade number, we have the same price total all-in cost for the vehicle. So what dealer number one did is they didn't discount, they didn't give as many rebates and discounts here to start, but they put them into the trade. So they bumped that trade-in number up is where they put the discounts, whereas dealer number two is showing you their full rebates, incentives that are available. They're showing you the full discount. They can only give you what they feel the car is actually worth. Like I said, the problem lies in here is most customers would choose the 8,000. So I can make a little adjustment here on dealer number two. So if I make that trade 7,500, again, same scenario, rebates, discounts are more, trade-in is less. we have a different price here. We have the deal number 2 is $100 better than deal number 1, was showing a difference of $500 trade-in price. So if you don't take the time to do the bottom line math and figure everything out from start to finish, chances are you're going to overpay for your vehicle by $100. Now, obviously, this can sway one way or another depending on how aggressive or how different each dealer wants to make these numbers. $100 is not that much, but that can be a little bit more depending on what's going on. Now, another thing that you do have to find out as well, because dealers don't advertise this in big bold print on their website. It's always down at the bottom in the smaller print that you have to zoom in on to be able to read, is the documentation fees. Now here in the state of Pennsylvania, documentation fees, there's no legal limit. There's no minimum, there's no maximum. It's up to the dealer and what they want to do. So you need to find out what the dealer does with their fees, because dealer number 1, their fees could end up being, say, $150. Dealer number 2 can have $250. So also, as most dealers, when they show you their proposal on the piece of paper, they will show you the sale price. But most don't show you this extra sales tax and doc fees. You have to ask for that from your salesperson in order to get a breakdown of that. They're going to stop right here at the sale price. So again, keeping this the same, we have a $100 better sale price based on this structure, dealer number 2, but dealer number 2 decides to charge $250 for their documentation fees, whereas dealer number 1 chooses to only do $150. So when you do the bottom line number, you can see these numbers again are identical because there's a difference in doc fees. So that is why it is so important that you do this from top to bottom, side by side, whether it's on a piece of paper or nice and easy like here on a spreadsheet. It's important to do the bottom line number because that's how you will truly find that you're getting the best deal for your car. Because I will say, when dealers are appraising vehicles, they are looking at the same data. Dealer number 1, dealer number 2 are looking at the same exact data. They're looking at the same exact reports. They're looking at auction results is what they're looking at. So how is dealer number 1 able to pay $500 more than dealer number 2 with the same information? They're relatively close to each other, say 10 miles. So their pricing point for the sale of their car is going to be the same. But it's the way they structure their deal can determine what way it's going to go. So another thing as well, something that I see sometimes, don't see it all the time, but another thing to look out for is on every window sticker, there's a destination charge that the manufacturer has that is in the MSRP itself, but that could be as much as $2,000. So basically, from the plant to the plant to the dealer lot, some dealerships will actually use that as a discount. So you could go online and say it's $1,000. They actually might use that in their discount, but then they could have an extra other column. They wouldn't call it doc fees, but they could have an other column, named other, and put that back in. So they brought you in on a really aggressive price, but they were playing around with the destination charge on the window sticker. So do be mindful of that. I don't see it too often, but I have seen that at times from different dealerships. So I wanted to make this video short. I could go on a little bit longer with this, but I just wanted to keep it simple and just emphasize the importance of why you want to factor in the bottom line number and find out what the documentation fees. Also, be sure that the vehicle you're buying, if it's a new car, doesn't have any pre-installed accessories that you don't want. You might not want the rubber mats. You might not want splash guards or bug deflectors or cargo protectors. You might not want any of that. You might want to buy that on your own, but dealerships might put that into the sale price at the end of the sale, making that number be higher than what you came in on. Some even still today, I don't understand why they still do it, but some put this anti-theft etching on the windows that they put in that claim they can't take it, they can't take it off the vehicle. They'll throw that in there. So things like that, just find out from your salesperson, what they have. Is there anything at top, and ask them to show you the out the door price. Ask them for a breakdown. If they are not willing to show you a breakdown of how they're getting to that all in out the door number, then you should choose to not do business with them, because there should be no reason why they should not be wanting to give you that information. You're a customer. It's information that you as a consumer need to know. If they are unwilling to give it, I would recommend not shopping with that dealership, because there's something that they're doing that is not ethical, or they're hiding something that they don't want you to find out about. Because dealers, and I'll make another video on this, but dealers want to sell you on a monthly payment, cash down type of process. They don't want to sell you on a breakdown of pricing from start to finish. They don't want to sell you on that. That's why they don't voluntarily show you this entire structure when they give you a proposal. They stop at the sale price of the vehicle. This is where they stop, is right here. They don't go into any extras unless you request it. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys all later.